Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today?
Good morning.
I recognize you without your hat.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I look different without the hat. What's good, everyone? All righty. So while we're getting up and running, as always, I like to say this is a great time to go grab a glass of water, cup of coffee, something like that, a snack. This power session for Ignite is Build Your Business. And I'm going to put a link inside the chat box so everybody can follow along with the material that we're going to go over. The last one was a little bit more of like an introduction to all of this. This one we're really going to be diving into, getting into the nitty gritty. And I'd like to kind of structure it as more of a conversational, so everybody's involved and engaged. We're going to go by the material, and we're going to go over like a lot of the important points that we have in this. But in the interest of keeping everybody awake, we're going to try to have some convos about this. So the more you put into this, the better you'll get from it. So one moment while this loads. I think this is the right one that I have. One moment. Did anybody go through any cold calling, want to share some like kind of fun experiences that they went through while making calls or contacts or whatever? Did anybody get some new clients since the last class? Amar, I think you had a pretty good experience.
Yeah, I was going through my names. It's like, you know what? I'm just gonna start at A and start working my way down. And first guy didn't answer. Second person talked to her a little bit briefly, and then I actually spoke to a guy. We had a really good conversation, and he said something that really inspired me. He goes, "I just wanted to let you know that I admire you making calls." He goes, "I know how hard this can be. And the fact that you're reaching out tells me that you're going to be really successful in this and keep it going. And you've actually inspired me to call and make more calls for my business. So thank you." He actually thanked me for calling in. So
You better know. And you know what? I've had that too. I was doing some cold calling, and I remember, oh gosh, I forget her name. Anyway, she was the designer for Tori Spelling's, big giant condo in Century City. I don't know if everybody's familiar with it, but she has a really fantastic place. Well, she had, I think she may have sold it. But anyway, the point is I got
Spelling or Candy Spelling?
Maybe it was Candy. I think it may have
Candy has that one right there in that where the
There we
where
go.
the Reeves
Sorry,
used to
not
be.
Tori. Tori's the daughter, right?
Tori's the daughter.
Yes.
And yeah, Candy. Long story, she used to be a client of mine. Anyways,
Oh, cool.
that's how I know.
Nice. Very cool. Maybe I cold called you. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, it was a client of hers as well. And she was like, wait a second, are you cold calling me? I'm like, I sure am. And she's like, I have to say, good job. That's how it's done. And it was just like, she didn't have any needs for real estate and she didn't particularly know anybody at the time, but it was a nice little boost that I got when I was cold calling. And another story I want to share is, a friend of mine, Samantha Blake. Yeah. She went to high school with me, and she's actually with Keller. I don't know if she's with Keller Williams, but anyway, she's with the Noel team. Anyway, long story short, she started cold calling me, and I think this is when I just got into real estate, and I realized she was cold calling, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool that you're doing that. And the point to Amar's point, you'd be surprised at how impressed people will be that you are actually picking up the phone, calling them, talking about business and whatnot. It's actually a sign of strength, not a sign of being a salesperson or whatever. So get out of your comfort zone, get in it, and you'll be really surprised at the results. So in the chat box, I put in today's lesson, so a link to it. So if you want to go ahead and click on that, so you can follow along with us. How are you, Roxanne? Roxanne is a stalwart in the industry. And
Hi,
awesome.
Jared.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to
And
see you.
everyone.
Yes, yes. So I have this printed out, so I'm just stapling it right now so I can keep it all organized. Ugh. And I ran out of staples, so say la vie. All righty. So did everybody click on the Ignite whatchamacallit link in the chat box? Good, good. Okay, so first things first, if this is your first Ignite class, welcome. For everybody who has been to a couple other ones in the past, or you joined me in the last one on Monday, as we all know, we are going to be going over our daily reporting. We're going to go over what we did, how many people we contacted, the conversations that we had. If you do the power sessions with Josh in the morning, it's going to be a little bit of a repeat in this class. And one, it keeps us accountable, because the number one thing we need to be doing in real estate is staying in contact with our clients, our potential clients, our sphere of influence, and letting them know that we're in real estate, God darn it, and that we want to sell them some houses. So anyway, so let's go starting off. Let's see, Amar, how did it go? How many people did you call?
My goal was to call 25, but it's like once you get on the phone with someone, sometimes you spend like 30 minutes, 45 minutes with catching up with someone. So I only got to about 10, and I spoke to 6 people, and I got 5 of their email addresses.
10. You spoke to 6 people. That's awesome. Great. So I need to give you credit for 1 and 2. Perfect. Good job. And they went pretty well, it sounded like. You had that one call that, I think you mentioned like you were a little bit hesitant to give them a call, but it went really well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
surprisingly well. I feel like I can call anyone now. So I look forward to making some more calls today.
Attaboy. Good stuff, man. Thank you. All righty, George, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you.
Good.
How did your cold calling go?
I'm still doing my sphere and doing message and video message. So I did 9 in total, and I had 8. It was pretty good. And I also have one very interesting client. She's a constructor, and she and her husband work in construction. And I met her a few years ago when I used to work in another store, and she came to Nostrum yesterday, and we stayed like at least 2 hours talking about real estate, and it was fantastic. So I had all of her contact, and probably gonna have a future in real estate with her pretty soon. So it was a good conversation.
Nice. Roxanne, I just put it in the chat again. Do you see it? Okay, good. Nice, George. Hey, listen, I have a two-part question for you. Are you still working at Nordstrom's, and can you get me discounts? And 2,
yes.
Awesome. I'm going to see you this weekend. And then 2, people in construction can be some of our best allies in our business. I was in construction for almost 10 years before I got into real estate. And because of a very, very annoying do not compete clause and a non-disclosure agreement, I had to wait until this year until I can start contacting those business connections that I had. And that sucked, believe me. And unfortunately, people I worked with would have enforced those. And I was like, "Oy, this is kind of a pain." But, now I'm able to go after them. And that's one of my big goals this year, is to get in touch with a lot of my old contractor connections, whether they were, the ones that were personal, like where we became friends. Like, of course, I've called them and, talked about business.
Yeah, it was nice because she did a lot of her construction in Texas. And by coincidence, she worked with a lot of Keller Williams agent in Texas. So when I mentioned that I switched my brokerage, she was, "Oh my God, this is one of the best ones. I'm so happy that I switched." And we have to stay in contact because I'm always in project and in Texas, but here in California now, I'm living in California, so I'm in project here in California. So we need to keep in contact because I want to have this partnership with agent. So I said, "All right, that's me." That's gonna be me. So it was fun.
Attaboy, get after it. Good job. Thank you
you.
for sharing, George. Roxanne, how goes it?
Starting off pretty good. I did in the last 2 days, because that's what in our earlier session, I made 55 calls and 10 contacts and 1 appointment.
That is awesome. And what's the appointment for? Is it for the
I
class?
have an appointment for a lease listing in Beverly Hills, like around 14,000 a month. And I actually have another appointment set in 2 weeks for a telephone conversation. It's a doctor. He's on the front line, so he needed
Wow.
a couple of weeks. So I had to push that out a little bit to go over some investments for him.
Nice. That is awesome. And feels good to take care of some doctors too in these times.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
good. I don't know if anybody remembered last time I had a little bit of pink eye in the class. My dog sleeps on my bed and whatever. Anyway, I couldn't go to a urgent care because all the patients are all COVID patients, and they're like, do you think you have COVID? I'm like, no. They're like, then we're gonna tell you don't come, because you might get exposed. It's crazy out there, guys and girls.
So how did you get your medication? Because I have honestly like an ear infection, and I'm like fighting going to the doctor and trying to see if because I don't want to go into a room.
Yeah,
Or,
I would recommend, reaching out to like a ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, somebody who specializes in that, who
Mhm.
might not be as, likely to see COVID patients. But frankly, I just have a really great immune system, I guess, and I knocked it out. Like, my eyes pretty much better now. So I don't
Okay.
know. I just got over it within like a day. So
Because
that's
COVID
great.
is airborne, like pink eye is airborne. So anyone that you're around can get it.
Pink eye's not airborne actually,
Yeah.
but it's very, very contagious. If you touch any,
Well,
like,
I mean, the only reason why I say that is because, like, since I have my cosmetology license, we're not allowed to treat people that have pink eye because they
no,
say it's
I
airborne.
understand that.
So
It's not airborne. Yeah.
okay.
I was an EMT. It's okay.
No, I get it. I just wanted to know who you went to, so that way.
Gotcha. You know what I'd recommend? Also telemedicine.
Telemedicine?
Yeah, they could
What's
take care
that?
of you real easy. And whoever your insurance provider is, or if you don't have insurance, everybody's different. You can Google it pretty easily. And I
Okay,
think,
thank you.
and they're actually really, really cheap like payments. I think some of them are like, even if you don't have insurance, which I'm sure you probably do, it's like $50 or something like that. Like
Telemedicine.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
telemedicine. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Roxanne. And okay,
you.
let's move it down the list. Greg Anthony, how goes it?
How are you?
Were you in last class?
I was, yes.
Awesome. Did I write your name down? Or no, you came in a little bit.
But you did write my name down. I'm there.
Okay. Oh, there you are, Greg.
Last time it was Greg Kemior. That was my last name, and you didn't really want to pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
Well, Greg.
Gotcha. I'm gonna write down Anthony. Sorry, I usually take a stab at it, but if I feel like
It's
I'm
all
totally
good.
gonna butcher it, I'm like, oh.
Anthony's my middle name, so we'll go with that.
Very cool. All righty, Greg. How many contacts did you make? How'd it go?
So I'm not really quite ready to start reaching out to a lot of people, but I have been able to get 2 clients just through organically speaking to my sphere of influence. So
Nice.
now I have 2 people working with a mortgage broker that my mentor referred me to, trying to get them qualified for first-time home buyers programs. So
Attaboy. And so that was 2 people you contacted?
well, just kind of through conversation and telling them what, about my journey and what's going on.
Hey, that's a contact, just so you know, everybody in the class, just, for everybody, here, when I'm saying contacts, I'm not necessarily I'm going to call them with a script and be like, hi, my name is Jared Medlinski. I'm with Keller Williams, Beverly Hills. Would you like to sell your house today? Like I'm not, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is organically reaching out to people, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your former, your ex-girlfriend, frankly, ex-boyfriend, I don't care, and just being like, hey, you know what? I was going through my phone, came across your name. I just figured I'd reach out and see how you've been. How are you? That's reaching out. And then organically the conversation will change to, what have you been up to? And then they'll be like, oh, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. What have you been up to? Oh, I just got my real estate license. Boom. That's a contact. So don't think that it has to be this scripted, process where you're going after it, by the Keller Williams script book.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking in my head.
No worries, man. All
Um,
good.
So yeah, so right now they're just trying to get all their documentation submitted to this mortgage broker, and hopefully we can get them into something that they want. So
Awesome. I love it. Well, good job, man. That you're ahead of the curve. You got some clients. I love it. That's amazing. Good job, Greg.
thank
Cheers. You're gonna kill it. I can just tell. All righty, Cindy, how goes it?
It's going. I have a buyer. He hasn't signed the contract yet, so I don't know if that means anything to you or not for the buyer contract. And then I did 5 out of 7. I wasn't, like I said, been feeling a little bit under the weather. So
Uh-oh. Be careful. Oh yeah, your ears. Gotcha.
yeah.
Very good. You called 7, contacted 5.
And then I try to upload things from Toolbox, and then I was having like major issues with it. So I just stepped away from it for a minute, and then I'm going to try again today. So I can.
Oh, wait, hold on,
make
Cindy.
massive-
I have you up here. I just realized. Okay, I think I wrote your name down twice. Okay.
Jared, can I ask you one thing for Cindy? Cindy, how do you contact people from the toolbox, the title toolbox, and how it goes?
So with Toolbox, what I was told to do was to go see what areas I like that are, and I like just wrote down like random addresses, and then I would tell them like, I like this. And in my own personal notes, so that way I remember what I was looking at or referencing to.
Mhm.
I wrote like lots of land, RV space, gated community, stuff like that. And then I forwarded them the address, and then they looked up within a radius for like 2 miles, for example. And then they're going to pull up whatever neighborhoods were quick turnarounds for sales.
Mm.
And then they sent you the files. They send you the files of the addresses, and you're going to upload them from your end. And then from those uploads, you're going to get all the massive phone numbers and the emails and the addresses that you buy. And it's cheaper than doing it like than Mojo Dialer, for example, because
Yes.
Sarah talks about Mojo Dialer a lot.
Mhm.
And you can upload it from there. So on my end, I've been having technical difficulties. I'm not very computer savvy, but I'm learning as I go. And it was a challenge for me yesterday, so I just stepped away from it. I'm gonna attempt today and then take it from there. So instead of you're buying apparently leads for like pennies
Mhm.
or whatnot, and then in the previous class we were talking about Trulia, and Trulia does the same thing apparently. So that way you can have massive calls like everyone else is doing 100 in a day or in the last few days, instead of just doing your warm market.
Yeah, I know. I talked to Alisa from the title, and she sent me 2 websites. One was this title toolbox, and another one that is a little bit more expensive, but she said that it was a little bit more accurate, the numbers. But I never heard about Trulia. I didn't know Trulia had that too.
Oh, they just discussed that with Blake's class, which was recent, which was just prior to this one.
I didn't know that either.
I couldn't go into his class for some reason on the Zoom. I couldn't go in. Anyways.
They record them, so you could probably watch it on Facebook.
Okay, so sounds good. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Jared, just so you know, I'm gonna be paying attention because I'm multitasking. I'm gonna be driving soon. So
Sure, no worries, all good. Okay, Trulia is awesome. Also, everybody, if you don't know about it, there is and frankly, sometimes, sorry, hold on. My seller's texting me about nonsense. The MLS has an app, and some people like it, some people don't like it. I actually think it's great. It's worked very, very well for me. Some people have said, sometimes it doesn't post stuff, as readily or as immediately as the MLS, but I actually love it. And it's called HomeSnap. And in HomeSnap, if you are a pro agent, quote unquote, you can get all the phone numbers to the homeowners of specific houses. So that's also HomeSnap. And when you're looking at it for like a realtor, you can, just look it up very, very simply. And it just says, here's the owner's contact information, just like when you're scrolling down. Very, very simple, very, very effective if you're looking for homeowners' phone numbers. And they've actually been 100% accurate every single time I've used it. So that's great. So there's another thing that we could use for that as well. I don't think there's a system where you could buy bulk numbers, but if you just needed to get a number real quick, let's say you're standing in front of a house and your client's like, I wish I had a house like that one. And you know that they have a budget that could probably afford a house like that one. Sometimes you might want to give the homeowner a call right then and there. So it's very, very good. All righty. Thank you so much, Cindy, for sharing.
One quick question, sorry.
Yes.
George,
Sure.
which other system, sorry, did Alyssa talk to you about? 'Cause it's Toolbox, and what was the other one?
Let me find here for you. Just give
Or
me
you
a
can
sec.
just send it to me and
Actually-
or you put it in the chat room so that way Jared could continue.
Yeah. Can
Yes,
you all
yes,
do
I
that in
can-
the
I can
chat?
do
That'd
that.
be great. Awesome.
I can do that.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Jared,
Thank you
I
so
came
much.
in late.
All righty. I'm going to mispronounce your name. Arisalinas?
Oh, it's
I think I'm
Ari.
mute.
Last name Salinas.
Oh, Ari. Okay. I didn't know. It reads through. So sorry about that.
I can believe it.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing well. Getting started. Just paying attention,
Nice.
trying to see, what's going on and stuff.
Welcome. Okay, so let me explain what we're going over right now for you. So it's not so like, oh, what is all this?
Yeah.
So what we're doing right now is we're reporting our numbers, which is part of our daily 10-4. And can anybody help remind me, because I'm so forgetful, what our daily 10-4 is? We might want to write this one down because I'm going to keep asking people.
10, contacting 10 people for like written notes and seeing 10 properties virtually a day and 10 in person a week when COVID's not happening.
Pretty darn close. Absolutely. And you may have been spot on. I think that's about right. So it's going to be 10 contacts a day minimum, adding 10 contacts into our CRM a day minimum, writing 10 notes to people per day minimum, and previewing 10 properties per week. So I don't really think, frankly, with what's going on with our inventory right now, you're going to be hard pressed to find 10 new properties every single day that hit the market. So I kind of just say, look up properties, at least 10 a week, in either your farm. And if there's nothing in your farm, just look at maybe the greater Los Angeles area or a neighboring farm, a neighboring zip code to where you live. Because oftentimes when people are looking in a certain zip code, the one right next, that butts right up to it might work as well for your client. So all good stuff to know. So Ari, essentially what we're doing right now is part of our daily 10-4 is we say over here in the left-hand corner of my screen, it says per day, per week, and number of calls made, actual contacted. So what I'm going to ask you right now, and I know that you're just starting out, is per day, is there a number of calls that you can commit to making per day?
As of now, I'm not too sure. I know that you guys were talking about how like it doesn't have to be like a full-on script. I could probably go ahead and do 10.
Sure.
Mostly since, it's like I have like family members that work in like the construction business. So it's like, even if it's not people that I know personally, I know it could be like people that my family knows.
Definitely.
We have like a bit of connections, let's say.
Do you want to do 10 or do you want to go like maybe 5 or 8?
We'll do 5.
Okay, let's do 5 because I want you to pick a number that you feel comfortable holding yourself accountable to. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And then eventually we'll work up to 10 or we'll work up to 100, you know, if we can. So very, very good. All right. Pleasure to have you joining us. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. And moving on down. Let's see who is next. Michael Kinnaman. How goes it, bud?
It's going well. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. How you been?
Good. I've actually been away for the last 12 days. I went to Pennsylvania and Florida.
How's Pennsylvania and Florida?
Interesting. Florida, no one really wears a mask. Philadelphia, a little bit more strict, but
Yeah. You know, my girlfriend came back from Florida, and I was very, very nervous to see her. We kind of broke the rules a little bit, and we hung out right when she got back. But we're all good. It's been over 14 days since she's been back, and
right. I ate once inside, which is very unusual coming from LA because I haven't been in a restaurant since March. So
that is, well, yeah. She sent me a picture of her eating inside, and I was like, I had a panic attack for her, and she was like, "Don't worry,
Right.
I had to have like 4 drinks just to calm myself down."
right.
And I was like, I don't.
But
blame you.
I tested before I went. I'm just gonna test again, just because I'm not symptomatic, so I'm fine. But
Yeah.
just to be safe, I'll probably test after I've been back for 5 days.
Yeah, we both got tested, and we should get our results today, actually. So that's good. Awesome, man. So did you do any calls, or was it, hey,
I did. Well, I mean, mostly just connecting with, I didn't really see a lot of people. I mean, but I did. I got a buyer through my travels. My friend in Philadelphia, I just mentioned that I was now in real estate, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm looking for a place in LA. We're going to sell our house in East Hampton. A lot of our friends aren't out there anymore." So I asked a lot of questions. I'm like, "Well, how much do you want to spend? How many rooms? Other amenities?" So it's been interesting because being from the East Coast, one thing he asked for is a wood burning fireplace, which I think is going to be a very interesting challenge. I'm going to probably have to tell him that I'll never use it and just settle for gas. But it was interesting. I searched the MLS and I put in wood fireplace, and only 2 things came up. So I got rid of the wood fireplace. So I'm just, so I'm excited. I mean, I have a pretty good budget with him. He told me 2 to 3 million, but I'm going to go 2.5 to 4 because I think it's a little low for what he likes. So anyway, today I'm not going to go to in the properties, but I have about 5 or 6 that I'm just going to drive by today just to kind of see if they have views, because he wants West Hollywood, kind of Hollywood Hills West. So I'm going to do that today. So
I was going to say, I have a really great mid-century modern property in the hills, but it's in Bel Air. And it's,
I'm looking at Bel-Air for them as well, but I don't know if they want to be that far west, because knowing the places that they've stayed with friends here, I mean, he's leaving it up to me. He's trusting me to pick the areas.
Right.
So I think that's a little far west for him, but I mean, I'm open to seeing different things. Mid-century would be his vibe.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, the cool thing is it's amazing views, stunning views, and very, very private, and a gorgeous fireplace in the living room. So
Okay.
all those things, I was like, yes.
He wants a pool too.
Might be some stuff.
Does it have a pool?
It has a pool, an infinity pool overlooking the view.
His room criteria is pretty simple. I mean, he only wants 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So it's like a pied-à-terre for them.
Gotcha. Well, here, I'm going to put my number in here, and if you want to text me, I'll send
I will. Yeah, thanks.
And it's off market, so he'll be the only one really taking a look at it.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's kind of, I feel like after I look at a few of these, I might have to figure out, how does one find off market properties? Do they just
very, very difficult in today's age. So I can't market it on the internet. I could market it technically to all of you people who are on this call, because person to person marketing.
Right.
Otherwise, if I market it on, let's say my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever, I can have a real estate Karen who sees it and submits me to the MLS, and I can get, fined like $10,000. Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that some realtor websites, like, if I had Michael Kinnaman, luxuryproperty.com, some of those websites I've noticed have posted off market. Is that not?
Yeah, that's actually not legal right now.
Oh, okay.
And I don't mind it. I don't care. I actually love it. I think it's great. But it's kind of sad because it seems like some of the big heavy hitters, the MLS isn't going after them, but they're going after these smaller agents, and it's kind of messed up. So
Right.
anyway.
I mean, on the website, the image is blurred and you can't see anything, but it says like West Hollywood off market, and it's like a blurred image. So I don't know if that makes it legit.
There. That tells you right there why it's blurred.
Right.
They don't want to get popped.
Okay.
And it's very real. And I've told people, I was like, listen, our broker will tell you explicitly, do not post off markets in public areas and stuff like that. You can't do it.
Right.
And I agree with him 100%. I had an agent who I showed one of my properties to that happens to be off market. And I told him, I was like, please do not post pictures. And sure enough, he did anyway. And that's his prerogative. And I told him, I was like, there's a risk when you do that, but just keep in mind, I wasn't with you when you took those pictures, period. And hey, if you want to listen, there's no risk, no reward, but that's a $10,000 risk and I don't want to take it. Right. All right.
So then in terms of contacts, I mean, I forget, like, do emails count as contact?
Was it yeah, that's a contact. Did you have it? But then also we want to measure the two-way
response.
Yeah.
So I sent about 30 emails. I'm actually trying to do something a little bit more aggressive with command, but there's so many things that I'm trying to learn. Like I've been to like a Zip Forum webinar, the multiple MLS webinars, trying to get these command webinars in. Anyway, I want to do like a smart plan.
Me too. Frankly, that's my big thing that I want to do. And I was like, you can ask Blake, I used to be like the #1 guy for command, and then it just got so confusing, frankly. And some of the stuff worked, some of the stuff didn't work. Yep. And it got very frustrating, but apparently a lot of it is working now. So I want to find the time to get back into it and really button it up. That's my New Year resolution for my business.
Right.
Yeah. Very cool, man. I hear you. So, and how many two-way conversations do you think you had out of the 30?
Probably like 8.
Nice. For emails, that's a really good turnaround. And so for everybody who's in this class, why do we want to know how many people, responded or applied? It's not just so we know that we made X amount of contacts. It's also so we can, determine, is what I'm doing effective? Am I getting more replies on my Instagram when I'm DMing somebody, or am I getting more replies when I send an email out versus, a cold call versus a sphere of influence call versus a door drop or whatever? And whatever gets you the biggest return is what we really want to focus on. Maybe you have 3, ways to market yourself or, to lead generate, but 2 of them are the ones that are, giving you 90% of your business. Maybe we want to drop the 3rd one and focus on those 2. You know what I mean? So we always want to be very conscientious of how much time we're putting into our lead generation and how much return we're getting from our time. So also why we like to discuss our numbers on these calls. Very good, Michael. Thank you so much. Okay, Denver, how goes it?
It's going good.
Nice.
It's going good. I talked to my mentor yesterday and she's going to help me with the a listing. So I'm still getting my business cards together. So everything should be set, ready to go by next week.
Atta girl. How many phone calls, contacts did you make?
I mean, I told a few family members, but I didn't count those because I didn't know if that counted. for like an actual contact?
Sure, they count. Absolutely.
Okay, well, I told about like 5 people.
Nice. Go 5 for 5. Very nice. How did they go? Did they anything come up, or did they were they like, not really, nobody?
I mean, they didn't have anyone in mind or they didn't need anything, but they're excited for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you know what? And just so everybody knows, that's pretty typical. Oftentimes you'll find out that not everybody needs to buy or sell a house, and that's okay. But it's the frequency and letting people know, reminding them, and you never know who they may know, or just in conversation a week from now and go, oh, you know what, Denver, yeah, I do know somebody, my niece, my cousin, my whatever. So
Right.
good job, Denver. Absolutely good stuff. All right, moving on down. Let's see who else we got. Brianna.
Hi.
Hi.
So I mostly reached out to Sphere of Influence, and I did my 10, and only like 6 got back to me or replied. I think my biggest struggle is that I reach out to like family and friends, and I'm kind of young, I'm 20, so most of my friends are like, no, I'm living with 5 roommates. So no, I'm not looking to buy, or I don't really know anyone. But I put that like, hey, if you know anyone, or like your friend's parent is looking to buy or sell, like, would you just put my name out there? And most of my friends are like, yeah, of course. But that's kind of in the boat I'm in.
Hey, you know what? That's good. I wish I got in, excuse me, to this business when I was at your age. Honestly, I mean that. Because one, I feel like people who are younger have more time. They have all the time in the world. But then two, I think that when you get into eventually like cold calling or door knocking or stuff like that, you're going to see that like people are really, really impressed by, your tenacity. And when I was younger and I was in sales and construction, people were floored that I was like, wait a second, you're the senior project manager and you're 22? I'm like, yep. And they're like, wow, I'm impressed. Like, wow, okay. I was expecting some 50-year-old guy through the emails we were going back and forth, And so the point is use that as a strength, and you know what, you might be right. I've noticed that, some of my friends, I'm 33 now, some of my friends are just starting to get into the habit of buying houses. They're some of them, not all of them still, most of them are still renting. But I have quite a bit of buyer clients, first time buyer clients now, that 5 years ago, I was like, no way I'm gonna sell any houses to my friends and family. But eventually they do turn into business. So keep the word out, and by the time they're ready to pull that trigger, they're gonna be like, whoa, she's been in real estate for 5-10 years, and you're gonna get all that business. But I do think that what will help for a lot of younger people is getting out there, door knocking, when we can do that safely, cold calling, utilizing your social media, and all that fun stuff. So good job, Brianna. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, who is next? Anastasia. Anastasia?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I have some technical issues, so I got all the contacts like farming from the title company, and it was uploaded into my command. But most of these contacts these contacts don't have my email or phone number. For some reason, I don't know.
So what do you? So the contacts. Oh, do you mean like some of them will have a phone number, but then some of them don't have?
No, it's like, I don't know what happened, but they don't have email or phone number. It's just the address and name of the owners.
Oh, yeah. So I think, I don't utilize the title toolbox, frankly.
Mhm.
I use Mojo for that reason because it's a little bit easier. But I think there's
Okay.
an additional step you have to take to get their phone numbers, if I'm
Mhm.
correct. Who is somebody on this call who's familiar with the title toolbox?
Uh, I'm just trying to figure it out right now too.
Okay, okay. Who did you get these lists from, Anastasia?
I don't remember. It's like one of the person from the title company. It's like I got it actually a week ago, like a couple weeks ago. It wasn't like yesterday, and yeah, I got it before, and I don't remember. It was like like title company with which Keller Williams Beverly Hills worked.
Okay, so what I want you to do is
Mhm.
reach out to the title rep that you spoke with,
Uh-huh.
because they may think that you are simply trying to send them mailers.
Okay.
So they may
Uh-huh.
just be like, "Oh, here's a list of names and addresses, and go send them some mail." But
Mhm.
we have to be very specific that what we're looking for, and that we're looking
Mhm.
for phone numbers. And most title companies can't personally give you the number, but they can give you the means to be able to get those phone numbers. So talk with
Okay.
them and just figure out how you're able to get the numbers, and I'm sure you're gonna it'll work from there. So good
Okay.
stuff. You may have to either, which I hate to admit, you may have to delete all the contacts that you put in and then
Mhm.
re-upload them with the phone numbers, with the names and
Okay.
numbers, or you can manually add numbers. But I think it would be easier to
No,
like,
no, no, no. It's 2000 there, so I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
it will work.
very
Okay,
cool.
I got it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but I reach out like my sphere of influence, and I have like one client now. I had another client, but unfortunately it didn't work out, and I don't feel I worked with them like almost a month, but I don't feel like they were very serious. They were very scared. They were first time buyers, and it didn't work well. And I felt like they probably, they were trying to buy a house almost a year. Like they worked before with another realtor, then they worked with me, and I don't feel like I felt like I just was wasting my time with them. But I mean, I learned a lot of things. So, and I saw a lot
Sure.
of properties.
Would you feel comfortable sharing what about it you felt made you feel like it wasn't going to work, why it was a waste of time, why they maybe weren't serious? Because I think that would be really helpful for the class.
Yeah, okay, so like it's a couple. They make good they make like good amount of money, but they didn't have that much savings, and they ask for extra money from like the guy mom. And but the things that I feel like, because all of these things, the guy, he doesn't really want to buy because he's scared, and he was telling me all the time, I'm scared, I don't want to buy yet, I don't have like a lot of cash, I took all my money, all my mom's money, and I just like don't feel comfortable to buy apartment now, like the house now. And the girl, she's the one like like she was pushing him to buy the house because she wants to live in the house. And I mean, it's the close friends of mine, so it's my friends. And like frankly, actually our relationship a little bit ruined now, because I mean, I understand that, like, but I mean, yes, it's my friends, but after like all this experience working together, like frankly, you know what, guys, if you ever gonna work with your friends, these things can ruin your relationship, because you see some sides that you never saw before in your friendship. You saw like some business sides that you don't like, maybe you wouldn't like or something. It can be better relationship, or your relationship can be ruined after after you will work with your friends. Okay, so, and like both of them didn't trust anybody. It was very annoying. Like, I don't know how to explain. Like, they amazing friends, they amazing people, but they don't trust anybody. And they like always think like somebody, not me personally, no, but everybody try to go behind their back. They try to lie them about the house and the stuff like that. But still, everything's like the guy, I felt like just the guy wasn't ready to buy the house, and like the girl was pushing him, but he was always trying to find some excuses, like, okay, if it's not this house, like then the next one, okay, oh, let's put offer on that house, then like, oh, it's okay, if we lose this house, we can get another one. And I was like, I was like, okay, guys, I understand we're friends, but I just can't go around and show the multiple houses because it's my time, I just can't, like, I put 3 offers, and it was so annoying and everything, like always something came out like, oh my God, it's like, like doesn't work because like the tenant starts, oh no, it's not gonna work because the house is not like good. And I knew before they worked with another realtor, and I thought like maybe the realtor wasn't that good, but I don't think it was the case. I felt it's more like they weren't ready to buy. But from another hand, I'm very happy because I got so much experience. I'm very good with purchase agreements now, with all the stuff, with the lease, like with all the things. I like know amazing mortgage brokers. Like it was amazing experience, But our friendship a little bit ruined. I can hear you. You should unmute yourself.
I think he's in the.
There we go.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Sorry. Okay. So
Yeah.
one thing that I, when I'm listening to that, I want to tell you a little something about a client of mine. I met him and I rushed all the way. I don't know if anybody knows the Porsche testing track. You can go like drive like really, really fast Porsches and spin them out on like a slick track and all this cool stuff. Anyway, so I was all the way out over in that area. And this guy calls me and he wants to go see this house in Northridge, which is an hour away at this point from where I was. I got in my car, I drove all the way out there just to meet up with him. He likes the house, he writes an offer, and then he goes, I'm so sorry, I need to pull this back. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What do you mean you can't do it? It's a great house. It's exactly what you're looking for. He's like, I realize it's going to be too far. It's too far from my work. It's too far from my kids' school. It's too far for this. It's too far from that. And the neighborhood's not what I thought it was going to be. And I don't know. I just can't do it. I'm like, okay, we'll pull out. About maybe 10, 15 more offers later, and 3 years later, we finally close on a house. And so,
how many?
Pardon?
How many?
Maybe 15, 20 offers later, and 3 years of working with this buyer, we finally close on the house. And
oh my God.
So my point is when we're working with buyers or sellers, we have to realize that we're probably working for, especially if they're a first-time buyer, one of the most stressful financial decisions they're going to ever make in their entire life. The top 3 most stressful things that you're going to go through in life is death of a close family member, change of a job, and moving or buying or selling a house. So that is one of the top 3 most stressful things you can ever go through in your life. So keep that in mind when we're working with buyers, when we're working with sellers, when we're working with friends, when we're working with family, that they are going to be very, very stressed out, and that they are going to. Give me a second. And so the point that I'm trying to make is what we can do to counteract the amount of time that we're spending with them is we go, listen, I've shown you all these houses. I've shown you all these properties. And, it seems like we're always kind of kicking the tires. Let's sit down. Let's talk about our wants and our needs again, and go over all the things that we're trying to achieve and what we're looking for. Let's go over the neighborhood. Let's go over the bed and bath count. Let's go over the layout. Let's go over the floor plan. Let's go over the kitchen. And we put it in writing. And we give everybody a copy of it. The boyfriend, the girlfriend, and yourself. And then the next time you go to a house and they say, oh, I don't like it. Well, you go, well, you said over here that you did like that. So what is it really that we're upset about? Is it really that item that you're talking about? Because if it is, let's sit down again and discuss it and go over, what our wants and needs are. Because you said you wanted an open floor plan, but now all of a sudden you're saying that you don't like that the kitchen is open to the living room, which makes no sense. So my point is documenting these things gives us a little bit more power to be able to push back and go, hey, well, what's going on here? And then if we determine, here's my last point. And then if we determine that they're just going to be kicking the tires and they are just professional buyers, that's what I like to call them. It's like their job. They just waste your time and all that stuff. That's when you go, listen, I love showing you houses, but I have other clients. And I've already closed on 3 other properties with 3 other clients. And I'm not trying to rush you. And I'm not trying to push you. I'm not, take as long as you need. But because of this, I'd like what I'd like us to do is just sign one contract. And this contract is a buyer representation agreement. And I just want to make sure that as long as I'm committed to you, that you're committed to me. And I know that you're not going to go and write an offer with somebody else, because I don't mind spending the time with you. But, you know, for me to spend this much time with you, I need to know that we're committed. And if they say no to that, screw them, let them go. And I'm fine with that. But if they say, okay, I'll go ahead and sign that, be like, great. In addition to that, I'm going to give you a big stack of my business cards. And so anytime you see a property that you like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call the real estate agent. And I'm going to set up a showing for you. And you can go take a look at the property yourself. And when you walk into the property, you're going to give the agent my business card. And you're going to say, hi, I'm working with this agent. And then they can go look at as many houses as they want, and you don't have to be there. And my point is I'd rather you keep the client, as annoying as it might be, than completely let them go. And sometimes you do have to fire a client. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to just go, you know what, I can't do it anymore. But, you know, dig deep and you'll know the answer. It's a rhetorical question. Ask yourself if you think you could potentially keep them for a little bit longer, and just maybe tweak how you interact with them. So
It just, you know, I used to work before in New York for 5 years, and like as a realtor, and you know, I did mostly rentals, but I control my clients. Here, I can. I don't know how to explain, and even my mentor, he spoke with them many times, and they did like, okay, I'm experienced, you didn't trust me here, but they didn't trust my mentor as well, you know, and it just like, it was very, very annoying, and it just very like, I don't know how to explain. They didn't trust, like they like always like question, like, okay, my mentor has 25 years experience. He's one of the best, and they still didn't trust him. And it just like, it's been crazy, really. And I don't know, like they have like some issues. And my mentor told me the same. He told me that they like very, very difficult, and both of them are difficult. It's not only one person who is difficult. Usually in the couple, one sees another one difficult. He told me both of them are difficult, and I don't want to work with them because you know what they did? Like they call another realtor like behind my back. They called the listing agent. They didn't trust they didn't trust my expertise or something. It just so like I was very frustrated and disappointed, and I don't feel like it's really worth it, you know, because frankly, it just when you can control people and people don't trust you, I don't feel like it will work. And they was very, very also like kind of a little bit disrespectful, like not just to me, to the mortgage brokers, to like my mentor and the stuff like that. I don't know, like I felt like they have like some issues. I understand they like gave away a lot of money, and it's like, you know, it's like it's a big down payment of like $200,000-$300,000. I understand, yes, but it just doesn't mean that you have, you know what, I have like a lot of clients back in New York, very successful people, very smart, very like top notch, and they trust me, you know, and they listen to me. And here, like my friend who really like just like ignoring me, like this was very annoying. And you know, like it's very like I was very upset with myself as well, because it's affected me a lot, you know, it's affected my self-confidence as well. And it just, I mean, it was not very pleasant.
It's not you. You know, sometimes we do have those clients who just turn out to be nuts. And you know, sometimes we find out that it's our own friends. And, you know, and there are times, absolutely, and this sounds like it may be one of them, that, you know, may not be worth your while. And that's their prerogative. You know, if they don't trust people, that's a really sad existence. You know, you got to live this life with some degree of trust. So no worries. It'll all be good. I'm sure you'll find another one. All righty. Okay. Okay. Where's the next one? Oh gosh, we are running out of time. So we're going to go through this in speed fashion. Jana, I don't know. Are you new, Jana? Going once, going twice. All right. Julia Costa. You there, Julie? All right. Angela Cross.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Angela, how goes it?
It's going well.
Good. Are you new? Is this your first class?
Yes, this is my first class.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
So, how many calls are you willing to commit to per day?
5.
5. Sounds good. Oops. There we go. Nice. Awesome. And are you a new agent or an experienced agent coming from another office?
No, I'm a new agent,
Welcome to the business.
but I came from another office, but I was only there a few weeks.
Awesome. No worries. Very cool. Well, welcome, Angela. We're glad to have you. And
Thank you.
hope you enjoy it. All righty. David, David.
Last name Maharo?
Mahara, I thought it was. I should have taken a stab at it.
No, it's all good. Hey, I was here on the last class, but I wasn't asked like the question in the beginning. I don't know if it's because I was like a couple minutes late.
Oh, okay. No
Yeah,
worries.
but I want to commit to, I don't know if it's 50 calls or dials and or try to reach 10 to 15 contacts.
Sorry, one more time.
So I would want to do 50 calls a day.
Okay.
Or try to reach, 10 to 15, like actual conversations.
Okay, so I'm going to put it in at 15.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awesome. Very good. Pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
All right. Did I skip over anybody as I'm going down the list? Grace Sin Diggs.
Yeah, I was here on Monday. Grayson, supposed to be a space after Grace.
Oh yeah. I thought I said okay. Very good. How are you, Grayson?
Good.
Nice. Did I get you down?
Yeah, it's on 30.
On 30. Perfect. Okay. So how many calls did you make?
I did 5.
5. I like it.
And out of those 5, I have one potential buyer. But it's not till like next year or 2.
No worries. That's great. Very cool. Awesome. Thank you for joining again.
Thank you.
Davina.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I did 11 and 11.
11 and 11. That's 100%. I like it. I like those odds.
Thank you.
Awesome. How did they go? Did you get any buyers, sellers, etc.?
No buyers or sellers. It was kind of like sphere of circle, a lot of like family, friends, and just letting people know I'm in the business now.
Nice. And by the by, how many per day did we say we were going to do?
I never said a number, but I could do I could say like 6 a day.
Nice. I like it. Very cool. Awesome. And Greg Anthony, I don't think I got your per day. No worries. All righty. Okay, let's get started. If I missed you, sorry. I'll get you back another time. Just remind me next class because we want to get rocking and rolling. We've been doing this for almost an hour already. But very good conversations, good stuff. So does everybody have their book open or sorry, not book, PDF open to the Build Your Business material? I'm going to assume the silence means yes. All righty, so let's rock and roll. So today we've already done our reporting. So we've done most of our daily 10-4. Today's expectation is build the most important tool you will ever have as an agent, your database of contacts, names, and information. Lead generation for business, make calls and find ready buyers and sellers, add new contacts to your growing database, organize and categorize your contacts for targeted marketing. So for the people we were just talking about, utilizing command better, that we're going to go over some of that in this class. Put your contacts on marketing campaigns to stay top of mind for when they are ready. All right, good stuff. Action reveal. So what we've done from the last class, we wanted to tell the world who we are with your KW presence. We want to, well, we didn't really do that. Communicate easily with customers, and mainly doing a lot of our daily 10-4 stuff. So obviously we go over our daily 10-4 frequently whenever we do these classes. So remember, we want to make sure we're doing 10 contacts added to our database, 10 connections, 10 notes, and at least 10 homes previewed per week. And we want to track all of that information so we can keep up on it. Okay. So, typically right about now, we would, if we were in class, in person, I'd get everybody to break off into groups and we would start some cold calling. But because we're all on a Zoom call right now, that would be very distracting with, everybody talking at once. So let's just go ahead and do a little bit of role playing, and we are going to go ahead and read these scripts. Let's see. Who wants to elect themselves to read the script? All right, I'm gonna just pick somebody. Let's see. Ari, how about you, bud? Oh, you're on mute.
For the spaces in between, would I put like my name or like just anybody else's? So it's just like,
Yeah. So how about this? I'll do the first one, and you'll be the person that I'm calling. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Very cool. Hi, Ari. My name is Jared. I'm with Keller Williams Realty. Your name was given by a close friend of both of ours, Jonathan, and he said that I should give you a call. Is right now a good time to talk for a couple of minutes?
Oh, what was it? So it's like,
Yeah, we're having a phone call. We're gonna do a little role playing.
wait, so is
I'm
that
gonna call- yeah, I'm reading it for you. I'm calling you right now.
okay? So wait,
So
but you're-
here, ring ring. When all of a sudden the phone rings, what do?
You pick it up.
And what do you say?
Hello.
There we go. Let's do this. All right, we got this, bud. Okay, ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Ari, this is Jared Bedlinski with Keller Williams Realty. Your name was given to me by a close friend of ours, Jonathan, and he said that I should give you a call. Is right now a good time to talk for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Well, Jonathan said that you were thinking about selling your house in the next 6 months, and asked if I would please give you a call. He said that call. He and I both want to make certain that you are in great hands and that you have the very best. So that's why I'm calling. Cool. So since everyone likes to know what houses are selling for, I'd like you to share my real estate app with you. You can see what's going on anywhere across the United States. It's free and a no cost to you, and I can send it to you via text. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. So listen, he had mentioned about 6 months, but when are you planning to move?
I'm planning to move like further in the year.
Okay. Have you listed your house with an agent yet?
I have not.
Awesome. Well, the next step is for you and I to get together. I can answer all of your questions and explain how the entire process works. It only takes about 20 minutes, so I was hoping that we can meet today, or tomorrow work better for you.
Today could be fine.
Awesome. Looking forward to meeting with you. Let's go ahead and link up. So as you'll note in this script, it just stops. If no thanks, there's nothing else that says after, what if they say yes? And the reason why it doesn't say anything else is because that's where the script ends. And you just make the appointment and you go, great, I will see you at this time, at this place, and we'll go ahead and meet. So Ari, let's go ahead and redo this. And I'm I'm going to have you read it, and I'll be the person talking to you. And try to listen for if I say yes or if I say no, because if you'll notice on the script, if they are buying, this is how the script goes. If they're selling, this is how the script goes. If they say no thanks, this is how the script goes. So try to listen for the cues when we're talking back and forth to see where you should go in the script. And it's okay if it takes you a second. There's no problem. I've read the script about 100 times and I still, tripped over it. So there's no worries there. All righty, bud?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Here, let me see.
Oh, I need to scoot it up a little bit for you if you're watching my
Oh,
screen.
no, I'm on, yeah. Wait, you're gonna forgive me, but I forgot your name because on your thing it just says J Middle.
Oh,
Just-
yeah. You can call me Jay Middle, but my real name is Jared. I'm kidding.
Okay, sorry about that. All right. Hi, Jared. My name. Oh, ring ring.
Hey.
Hi, Jared. My name is Ari with Keller Williams Realty. Your name was given to me by a close friend of both of ours, and he said that I should give you a call. Is right now a good time to talk for a couple of minutes?
Sorry, what friend told you to give me a call?
Derek.
Oh, Derek. Yeah, Derek. I love Derek. Okay, sure. What's up?
Excellent. Derek said that you are thinking about buying a house in the near future and asked if I would please give you a call. He said he and I both want to make certain that you are in great hands and that you have the very best. So that's why I'm calling.
Awesome. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Since everyone likes to know what houses are selling for, I'd like to share my real estate app with you. You can see what's going on anywhere from your street to any place in North America. It's free, there's no cost to you, and I can send you a text link to it. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Send it on over.
Great. Have you seen anything? Have you seen anything you like this far?
I've been on Zillow a few times. I called on a few places. It was already in escrow. And then the other time I called, it sent me to some real estate agent who didn't even know anything about the property. It was so weird.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with that one. Okay. So it's like,
So right there, you just go with the script. So let's say that they said that, it'd be like, great, that's awesome. Well, that's why I'm here to help. And then right there, are you working with any other agents?
yeah, because it's like, wouldn't it not be great that the other agent didn't know anything? You know what I mean?
No, just be like, great. Actually, it is great because you just found out that this person is proactive.
Okay.
That this person is actively going out and seeking properties. So let's do that again, and let's switch the roles real quick. And we're gonna start with, I'm gonna start with, have you seen anything you like so far? And say, yeah, I've been Zillow and I talked to an agent. So hey, Ari, have you seen anything that you like so far?
Yeah, I've talked to an agent recently.
Oh, that's awesome. How did that go?
Not too well. It seems like he doesn't know like what he's talking about too much.
Oy vey, that could be kind of a pain. I hear you on that. But hey, listen, are you working with any other agents at the time?
No, I'm not.
Perfect. That's awesome. Well, that's why our friend wanted me to give you a call. Listen, and then we go down into the remainder of the script. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, a lot of these scripts, you kind of have to be able to vamp a little bit, and kind of flub a little bit. So very good. So let's continue with that. Ari, ask the question again. Have you seen anything you like so far? And then read the rest of the script as it goes.
Have you seen anything you like so far?
Yeah, I went on Zillow a few times. One house was, not available anymore, though it said it was available. Then I called this one other time and this, agent picked up, but he knew nothing about the house. It wasn't even the listing agent. It was so weird.
Wait, is it like the I understand or would it be like the continue?
However you would in a normal conversation.
Okay, I understand. Just so, oh wait, am I reading it or just for me? Or
Yeah,
just,
but you kind of respond and then you go back into the script.
okay. All right. Here, let me see. Because you said, what is it called? the agent. It's not good. Okay, so it's like I'd be like, oh, okay. Here, give me 1 second.
Sure.
All right, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, all right, I understand. Just so you know, I have a wealth of interesting and timely information about the real estate market in your area, and I'd love to send it to you.
Awesome. I'd love that. So great job, Ari, by the way. I love it. No, it's great. No, it's okay. And listen, we're always going to be a little bit nervous whenever we're cold calling or even practicing. And, I think that that's totally normal and that's totally fine. Roxanne, just to call on you for a second, could we do that little role playing thing again as well?
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do you have the page open?
I do. I have it.
So, Roxanne, I'll be the person you're calling, and let's start at if they are buying and kind of where Anthony and I left off. Have you seen anything you like thus far?
Okay. You're the person. What's your role?
I'm the person you're calling. You're
okay. So you're the client. Okay. So so Jared, yeah. Have you seen anything you like thus far?
I've looked on Zillow. One house wasn't even available, and then the other time I called, the agent wasn't even associated with the property. It was so weird.
Okay, I see. Are you working with any other agents?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay. Well, Jared, the next step is for us to get together. I can answer all your questions and explain how the entire process works. It'll only take about 20 minutes. Can we meet, let's see, today's Wednesday. Can we meet tomorrow at 3:30 or 5:30?
5:30 would be great.
Okay, great. So yeah, I look forward to meeting with you. I'll set up a Zoom meeting and we'll meet up at 5:30, and I'm excited to help you.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy Derek put us together.
Yeah, same here. Okay.
Awesome. Cheers. See you then. All righty. So the point is oftentimes what will happen is, and Roxanne is a very experienced agent, and she's awesome and just great. So when we're going through scripts and dialogues, yes, we need to be on script 100%, but there are going to be times where the script becomes conversational. Somebody's going to say something that's not exactly perfect to our script, and we're going to have to learn how to kind of walk around that and dance with it. But the point is you'll notice how Roxanne, even though I went on this little diatribe about Zillow and whatnot, it didn't, falter her. She stayed with the script. And the script is essentially just going they could say anything. They could say, yeah, I was looking at that, but then I started looking at a website about unicorns, and I was watching stuff about BTS, and I was working on these TikTok dance moves, and I couldn't even, focus. That's why I need a real estate agent. And then you would go, great. Well, you're currently working with a real estate agent. So the point is no matter what they say, we can always fall back on the script that we have in front of us. But yeah, we might want to have a little moment where we identify that they were talking about making TikTok dance moves, but right after that, we go right back into our script. So Ari, that was a great job, and I did that on purpose. So don't feel bad. I wanted to see how you dealt with that, and I think you did great. And we're working on this, and we're going to get better at it. Good job.
Can only improve now.
Huh?
I can only improve now.
No, dude, you were awesome. Do you want to do it again?
I need another example first.
Come on. Okay, no worries. We'll get to another one. But all righty. So next page on the material today. These are scripts that we did last class. Brianna did one. I forget who else did a couple of them. So I'm going to try to pick some people who I know didn't do the scripts last class. David Maharo.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
What's up, buddy? Are you new to Keller Williams or are you new to real estate?
Both, I would say. I came from a different office that was only there for like 2-3 months, and then I recently just joined. I think I was onboarded on the 1st or the 2nd.
Nice. So let's
Yeah.
do number 2 on page 11. New to Keller Williams.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm going to scroll down so my screen is on that. And as you'll note, David, on number 2, it's hello, goes down, goes down, goes down, goes down. And then there's this little arrow right here that points over rest of the script. So we're going to read this, the left-hand side, and then we're going to jump over to the rest of the script and finish it out.
And then it goes all the way down to 12, or no, page 12?
No, it stops at 11.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. All right.
right.
So start at number 2, new to Keller Williams, and we'll go from there. You'll be calling me. I'll be the person that you're calling, the potential client.
Okay, perfect. So do you say ring ring or do I?
Oh, you say ring.
Oh, okay, ring ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is David. Do you have a moment?
Hey, David. Yeah, sure. I have a little bit. What's up?
Perfect. I'd like to share some exciting news with you. Usually, I'm the one helping people make a move. This time, I'm the one who moved. I've moved my real estate business over to Keller Williams Realty, and just because my company name has changed, the level of service I offer to clients hasn't. My clients will continue to get all my enthusiasm and hard work, and as well as you already know, I'll do whatever it takes to help people. May I continue on to help? May I count on you to help me grow my business?
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, sure. What's up? How goes it?
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, first, I'd like to share my real estate app with you. You can see what's going on anywhere from your street to any place in North America. It's free. There's no cost to you. I can send you a text so you can link to it. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds really good. But I mean, I have Zillow. Isn't that pretty much the same?
Well, they're similar. I'd like to ask. Oh, you threw me off right there. I don't know if the script goes there. Well, they are similar, but we do differentiate in a couple other aspects of the app that I'd like to share with you if you'd be okay with it.
Sure. All right. Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
All right. And I'd like to ask, who might you know from work, your neighborhood, or a group you belong to who's interested in buying or selling a home or investing in real estate? Can you think of anyone right now?
Oh yeah, my cousin Adam wants to sell his condo over in Carson.
Oh, no way. That's good news.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking a moment to think about it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. I'll text you his info.
All right, perfect. Well, just another thing, I have a wealth of interesting and timely information about the real estate market in your area, and I'd love to send it to you. Let me make sure I have your current email address.
Yeah, it's jaredmarcusm@gmail.
Oh, perfect. That's the one I have. And do me a favor, please. If you do hear of someone with a real estate need, will you keep me in mind?
Yeah, absolutely, David.
Great. I knew I could count on you. And after you download the app and try it out, send me a text and let me know how you like it. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair to me.
All right. Well, thank you for your time and help. And please let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you.
100%, man. Thank you so much for calling.
All right. No problem there. Bye-bye.
Cheers. All right. That was great. Perfect. Brianna.
Yeah, hi. I
What's
have someone like mowing their lawn right next to me. So if you
Perfect.
hear a super loud noise, I apologize.
This is exactly what I was hoping for. Brianna, I want you to throw me off. I'm going to call you, and I'm going to be a real estate agent trying to get some business from you. I'm new to real estate. And whenever I'm reading, maybe respond in a way that that does not necessarily go with the script. And just try to throw me off. All righty?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jared. Do you have a moment?
Yeah, a quick moment.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, listen, I'd like to share some exciting news that I've recently become a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty. With this new partnership, yeah, they're pretty dope. So with this new partnership, I have all their knowledge working for me. Plus, my clients get all my enthusiasm and hard work. I thought about sharing this with you because I knew you would be someone who could help me grow my business. So first, I'd like to share my real estate app with you. You can see what
You know, I'm really not like tech savvy. I'd have to ask one of my daughters or something. I don't know.
Even better, I would hope that one of your daughters would do it, because listen, we just developed this app. We actually put in, I think, what, $1 billion into investments and into building this app. And it's
Oh, wow.
supposed to be called the Zillow Killer. Not to be so morbid, but it's supposed to be so effective that it just completely replaces Zillow. And frankly, you know, your daughter, if she was using it, that would be awesome. So she could kind of, you know, break it for us and, you know, see how, where it can improve. So can I still send it over to you?
Are you gonna email me 20 times a day?
No, it's actually, it's really, really great. It absolutely helps me so I don't have to email you 20 times a day. Anything that you see on this app that you happen to like, it'll send me a notification that you're interested in this property. Pretty cool, right?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll give like my email or something.
All righty. Thank you so much, dear. I'll send it over real quick. And real quick, while I have you on the phone, I know that you're busy. I'd like to ask who you know from work, your neighborhood, or a group that you belong to that's interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Can you think of anybody?
You know, oh, Cheryl from PTA. She might be looking for a new home. I don't know. I'll see for you, I guess.
No worries. Well, listen, if you feel comfortable, I'd really appreciate it if you sent me over her you know, name and number. But if you feel a little bit more comfortable, please feel free to share my information with her, mainly because I have a wealth of interesting and timely information about the real estate market in your area, and I'd love to send it to you. Let me make sure I have your current email address.
Yeah, sure. It's Brianna Raquel at gmail.com.
Awesome. And listen, do me a favor, please. If you do hear of anybody with a real estate need, please keep me in mind. Will you please keep me in mind? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. You said you're with Keller.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Keller Williams of Beverly Hills.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll jot it down.
All right, dear. Thank you so much. And listen, again, I'd love it if you gave me some feedback on the app. I know that it might be a little bit difficult for you to navigate, but that's even better. It gives me even more information so I could help my future clients, you know, such as yourself, in being able to navigate the app. So I'd really love your feedback on it. We're really excited about it.
All right. Sure. Thanks,
All
Jared.
right. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Cheers. So the point is when somebody throws you off, be ready for it. You know, it's going to happen. But what's more important is we can use this handy dandy, not notebook, but script. And just kind of when we're reading along the script, what I like to do is I have a piece of paper out and I'm reading. I'm done with my question. I leave my finger right there, right where I left off. And, you know, she could start talking about, I'm not really tech savvy. I'm not really this. I'm not really that. I don't really know how to do whatever. And I'll have, you know, that person to person conversation in that moment. But the second I'm done with my point in that conversation, I'm ready to go. And I would like to ask, who might you know from work, your neighborhood, or any groups that you belong to? And so my point is that, you know, she kept it, you know, fairly topical on real estate, but you could have somebody talking about something very, very random. It could be the election. It could be about the Georgia runoff. It could be about TikTok. It could be about social media. It could be about the Lakers. It could be about anything. But the beauty of having a script is you can exactly where you left off, you can pick right back up. So let's say somebody goes, oh yeah, Jared, you know, I have plenty of apps. You know, speaking of apps, I have the ESPN app. Did you see what happened with the Lakers? Oh man, I didn't. Did they win the other night? Oh yeah, I don't know, whatever. Oh wow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Hey, listen, I'd like to ask, by the by, before we get going and before we get lost on the Lakers, do you know anybody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Why am I able to do that? Because I'm just holding my place, you know? And that's the beauty of scripts, because even if we go on a tangent about something, we can just keep our finger right where we left off on the script and go right back to it. So that's what I was trying to kind of, you know, point out in this little exercise, is that sometimes you're going to be thrown off. But the great thing about scripts is you can kind of just pick right back up wherever we left off. Make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's do a couple other ones. Angela Cross,
Yes, I'm here.
how goes it? Would you like to do remind them you're in real estate or new to the area?
Let me see. Let me see.
On page 12.
Okay, let's do new to the area.
Okay. Perfect. You say ring ring and I'll say, hey, this is Jared.
Okay, ring ring.
Hi, hello, this is Jared.
Hi Jared, do you have a moment?
Sure, who's this?
Oh, hi, this is Angela from Keller Williams Realty. Wait,
Oh.
I messed up. Wait, I'm not following the script.
You're all good. Here, let's start over again.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello, this is Jared.
Hi Jared, this is Angela. Do you have a moment?
Sure, what's up? How are you?
Okay, great. I'd like to share some exciting news with you. I just moved into the area and I'm new here with Keller Williams Realty. And I thought about connecting with you because I knew you would be someone to help me get my business going in Gardena.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, sure. I love Gardena.
Do you?
Yeah.
May I count you in? May I count on you? Wait, I'm a little lost. May I count on you first? I like to share my real estate app. Oh, I'm supposed to share my real estate app.
You're all good.
Okay. Okay, I have a real estate app. Okay, I'm lost. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Come back.
Okay, no worries.
I
So
was doing something else.
I think you are ready though. So let's go through this really, really slow line by line. You're all good.
Okay.
Don't worry, I won't throw you off. We'll just go through it line by line and let's start over again from hello, this is.
Okay. Hello, this is Angela. Do you have a moment?
Sure, Angela, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm really great.
Okay. I'd like to share some exciting news with you. I have moved to Gardena and I'm with Keller Williams Realty. And I thought about connecting with you because I knew you would be someone to help me get my business going in Gardena, here in Gardena. Do you think I can count on you?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. All right, first off, I'd like to share my real estate app with you so you can see what's going on anywhere from your street to any place in North America. It's free and it's no cost to you. I can send you a text with the link. Does that sound good to you?
I'm not very tech savvy, but sure, you can send it on over.
Okay. And I'd like to ask you, who might you know from work or the neighborhood that you think or a group you belong to who's interested in buying or selling a home? Can you think of anyone right now?
Not off the top of my head, but if I think of somebody, I'll certainly send them your way.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for taking the moment to think about it. But I do have a wealth of interesting and timely information about real estate marketing in your area, and I love to send it to you. Let me make sure I have your current email and address. If that's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah. It's Jared Marcus M and 123 Main Street.
Okay, got it. And do me a favor, please. If you hear of anyone with a real estate need, will you keep me in mind?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. And then after you download the app and try it out, send me a text and let me know how you like it or if you need help navigating through it. I'd be glad to help you.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you for your time and your help. And please let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. See, you did have it. You were able to do it.
Okay.
So yeah, now one thing that I'd like to point out with doing scripts, the more you do it and the more you practice it, the better you're going to come across, the more conversational you're going to sound. So for example, whenever I'm practicing scripts, I'll stand in front of a mirror, I'll have the script in my hand, and I'll just keep reading it and keep reading it and keep reading it and keep reading it and looking at my face, keep reading it, looking at myself in the mirror. And then eventually I put it down And it's just, hi, my name is Jared Medlinski. Do you have a moment? It's been a while. I apologize for not staying in touch. You know, blah, 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 blah. And we get into the script, and then we get into the other meat and potatoes, which is, hey, I have a real estate app. I'd love to share it with you. Could I send it to you via text? Then from there, it goes into, do you know anybody from work, sports organization, or, friends or family that might be interested in buying or selling real estate? Great, thank you so much, yes or no. Then it goes into, listen, I have a wealth of information and I'd love to be, top of mind and stay in touch. Can I just make sure I have your current email address? Absolutely. Do me a favor, if you hear of anybody else with a real estate need, please think of me. I'd love to be able to help them out and assist. And once you have a chance to try out the real estate app, please give me some feedback. Done. And so the point is the more you practice it, the more conversational you're going to sound and the less you're going to need the script. Because the script, if it's done correctly, is not going to be what we're doing here in class, which is the purpose of the class. So I'm not making fun of that for anybody who just read a script, because that's what we're here for. But when we are actually cold calling and we're actually on the phone dialing, we don't want to sound like, hi, this is Jared. Do you have a moment? You know what I mean? And when you're first reading a script, we all sound like that. I sound like that when I'm first reading a script. So the point is we want to practice these scripts as much as possible. So when we do get on the phone and start making these calls, it just sounds like a natural conversation. And it's just, and eventually it just becomes organic. And in fact, the script is no longer a script. It's just what I like to call conversation parameters. It's just giving like a guideline of where we want to go with the conversation. It's a playbook. It's I want the conversation to start here, and then I want it to end there. And we're going to go over all these points throughout the script. So in fact, when I'm cold calling, I don't have a script. I have bullet points. It's just, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk about that, and then I want to end with this. And when I'm making these calls, it's, hey, this is Jared Medlinski, Keller Williams, Beverly Hills. Listen, the house that I just sold in your neighborhood, we had over 200 people show up to our open house. Clearly, there's one person who's excited and 199 other people who are looking for houses in your neighborhood. Clearly, we have a bit of a discrepancy. So the reason why I'm calling is I was just wondering if you or anybody you know in the neighborhood is looking or is interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Pause. They say something or other. Great, whatever they said. Fantastic. If they said yes, I'm writing down that info and be like, great, fantastic. Can you give me their information? If they say no, it's like, no worries. That sounds great. Listen, is this your cell phone that I reached you? No, it isn't. Okay, well, great. Could I have your cell phone number? I have this really amazing real estate app that I'd love to share with you. Keller Williams just put in over $1 billion and partnered with Google and Facebook in creating this amazing platform for our agents to interact with other clients and give people just a much more tailored service for their needs. Can I go ahead and send the app over to you and see, and you can be one of my testers and tell me what you think about it? Sure. All right, great. Here it is. Boom, send it to them. Then after that, I'm just going to go and, hey, listen, before we go, I just wanted to ask one more time. If you think of anybody who's interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate, I'd love it if you kept me in mind. And it was really a pleasure talking with you. Is there anything I could help you with before we go? No? Okay, sounds great. Listen, I'll talk to you soon. I got to run, but it was a pleasure talking with you. Great, bye. And the whole script is done. And fine, I changed it a little bit, but it's the exact same thing. You know, all the points are being hit. I'm asking for the information. I'm trying to have the conversation and knock it out of the park. So good job, everybody. Thank you for everyone who participated in that.
Justin.
Awesome.
Justin, I have a question.
Jared, no worries. Yes.
I knew that. Okay. I didn't. Okay, so maybe I need to speak with Justin. Or who can help? I see someone left a comment in regards to what's the app. So how do I get the app linked to me? Is there someone that can help us like get the app?
Yes. So talk to Blake Petska. He'll be able to kind of figure that out for you. I forgot what I did to get the app linked to me. I think it's through Command though, if I'm correct. Does anybody know, Roxanne, do you know if the app is through Command or?
I'm kind of like you. I'm trying to remember how I initially got it. I think if you just go to the Play Store or your
I,
app store, you put in
I think it's my
what?
KW. I think it's on my KW. I believe so.
Is it there? Okay.
So like I downloaded to my phone, and then
Oh,
I
okay.
signed in as a user, but I'm like, how does one sign in as a
Oh,
client to
then-
see and you have my information on it?
Yeah, because it's got from there you can share it. If you go to the app, they kind of change things around, but on the app there is supposed to be let me see. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm playing around with it right now, but there, I've sent it a few times. It just looks a little bit different for me at the moment. They do change things, but there is supposed to be, yeah, check with Blake, I guess, would be a capability of on the app, there's a share button, and then it just sends it straight through to a text number. That's how I've done it in the
Oh, okay.
past.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I frankly.
Oh, I found it. Okay. So if you pull up the app
Mm-hmm.
and you go to more, and then you scroll down and it says share the KW app.
Got it. And there it is.
And then you click there, and then you, from there, it's like pretty much anything else. Then you pick and choose who you want to have it.
Okay, great. I'm testing it right now. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm glad I found it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if since we've been on this, wow, there's some crazy stuff going on in our country right now, just to say the least. Apparently, pro-Trump supporters stormed the Capitol, and they're rioting or something like that. So that's
Yeah, I see that. It's crazy.
lovely. Yeah. It's craziness. Anyway, so I hope that answered your question. Moving forward into some of the meat and potatoes. All right, so everybody, good job on the role playing. I loved it. It was amazing. So as we can see, the more we practice these scripts, the better it's gonna be. And I want to give a special shout out to Ari. That was awesome, dude. Thank you so much for stepping up. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, especially when you're new to the business. And bettering ourselves is all about getting out of our comfort zone. Angela, that was really awesome as well. Thank you for sticking with it and getting through. And everybody else who did it, you're all pros. So you know that you give yourselves, you deserve a pat on the back as well. Okay, so get your head in the game. At the end of the day, at the end of day one of Ignite, wow, brain fart. Okay, there we go. At the end of day one of Ignite, you committed to adding 200 new contact names to your database, correct? We cut off a little bit early, but we should have gone over that. But let's go get into the whys and hows of growing a database by putting the topic in perspective. If you use email, and who doesn't, you undoubtedly are inundated with notices from companies whose websites you visited and ordered from them, right? Think Amazon, Zappos, Groupon, etc. When you buy groceries with a membership card or shop at Target with their branded credit card, do those companies give you coupons or send you messages about upcoming specials? Why do companies do this? Does anybody know why companies do this? This is where we get into the conversations about this stuff.
To drive traffic?
Absolutely, 100%. Is there any other reasons why they do this?
Repeat business.
Boom, repeat business. They're trying to get customers to come back. It's not just the people we're hoping to do business with. It's also the people that we've previously done business with. And we don't want to ever let them forget about us. because the one statistic, which I'm sure we're going to go over later in this class, is I think I'm making up this number right now off the top of my head, but I think it's something like 70% or like 90% of people say that they'd work with their realtor again, and it only like 20% do. And again, those numbers might be a little bit off. But the whole point is that most realtors stop staying in touch with their clients after they close the transaction. So we want to make sure that we're constantly reaching out to our database, our past clients, our future clients, and continue staying in conversation with them and reminding of them, hey, we're in business. And when you need a real estate need again, feel free to think of me. And so that's spot on, Roxanne. Good job. Awesome. Next question. So even if you did not take advantage of a sale coupon in a given email, in what way was that touch still effective? I just basically said it a second ago.
You don't let them forget about you, so they keep, they let you let them know that you're still there.
Boom. You're letting them know that you're still in business. Absolutely. That's 100% what I was looking for. Good job. What is a targeted marketing campaign? What is a targeted marketing?
Target a specific area, demographic, home type, stuff like that. It's you're specific as to who you want to reach.
Spot on, Josh. The targeted marketing first identifies a specific segment of an overall market. So we're looking for a very specific, exactly what Josh said, a tailor-made marketing plan to the habits, preferences of that market segment, and it is an important strategy for success. So for example, in my CRM, I have people who I know are newlyweds marked with a little tag, newlyweds. So when I want to write an email out to a bunch of newlyweds, I can do that. And I could do a very targeted email blast to all the people who've been married within the last, 2 years, let's just say. Sure, it's better if it's in the last year, but 2 years works too. And all of a sudden, how cool does that feel? Getting like an email specifically from Jared Marcus Property Partners saying to all the newlyweds, to all the blah 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 blah. I saw this and I thought of you and I wanted to share. And it's like an article about fun things that I don't know. Or maybe I send a thing about nesters, like getting ready for their first kid or whatever. Whatever it is, I can tailor make my email blast to those specific people. And when we identify these specific traits for our clients, we can better market to them essentially. So it's very important that we do all that. So for example, the company Glacier Smartwater, I'm just going to say Smartwater, began to market its vitamin-enriched water to men and women between the ages of 18 and 49 who indicated that they were interested in health and fitness. Because of this targeted marketing, the Smartwater brand grew approximately 28% in less than a year. Why do companies, governments, and many other entities keep detailed information on people? The answer is data is valuable and information is power. So how does this relate to our business in real estate? How does info relate to our business? I think I just said it a second ago.
I think our databases and all the information that we have on people is what brings us business and how we contact people to actually make deals.
Yep. Absolutely. That's spot on. Anybody else have anything else to add? There's no right answer to this, by the by. It's whatever we want to just share with the class and help other people out. The main thing is the value of having contact names and information allows you to just really target people effectively. And that's really like the goal of why we want as much info about our clients as possible. It really, really helps us in keeping in touch. So good stuff. Absolutely right.
And I think as a client, also receiving any specific information for their kind of profile makes even they feel more appreciated from the real estate agent as well.
100%. 100%. And, you know, it makes it, you know, frankly, we might know that it's a blast email, but they don't have to know that. They don't have to know that they're one of 200, you know, people that we just emailed. If you do your smart plans correctly and you fill out or if you do your MailChimp correctly, if you're using MailChimp, it has smart fields. So it'll detect, hey, you know, hey, Josh, it'll say, hey, Josh. And, you know, if you have a tag that says, you know, loves basketball player, you know, hey, Josh, I just wanted to reach out to all the people who love basketball or who love sports or who love whatever. And it'll actually fill that in for you if you got that advanced. I wouldn't really recommend doing that necessarily because it could get a little tricky. But the point is we could really tailor make these emails and these marketing pieces that it seems like you're individually reaching out to every single person, but in reality, you're emailing hundreds of people at a time. So we want to try to automate this, and with more information, the more tailor-made it seems to be. So good stuff. Okay, your database is your business. What is a database? Okay, so a tool that essentially stores customer and prospect contact information, which is regularly updated with new details and events, can be organized and sorted as needed, and is continually added in order to increase business. There we go. So that's a database, and we really, really love our database. Now this says your database on steroids, eEdge. We don't use eEdge anymore. We use what's called Command. So whenever you see eEdge in any of these classes, just mentally replace that with the word Command. So just so you know. Command is an automated system based to work with the contacts in your database and your KW websites to help you generate businesses online and offline with set and go marketing campaigns and more. Big time. We could do some pretty amazing stuff with Command. Your database is your most valuable business asset. Your database is much more than just a list of contacts. It's a living record of all your business relationships, current and potential. This is huge. Like I said before, you don't want to just be going after the potential. You want to keep in touch with your past business as well. Your database is a tool to nurture and manage those relationships, to schedule and track every interaction you have with each person in it. Your well-tended database produces leads. A powerful database managed by a powerful schedule produces a predictable flow of leads. And a form of predictable flow of leads, you can expect and predict a flow of business. So remember last class I was talking about, eventually, when we were doing our GCI calculations, if anybody who was on the last class, we did and by the by, I recommend anybody who's joining this class to go back to the last one and check that out, or at least get the material on it. We were able to identify how many sales per year we need to do to make a certain amount of money, and the equation of how to do that and how to figure it out. Now we're getting into the other aspect of this, which is how many people do I have to call until I get one sale? And that's what we want to get to the level of. I know that if I call 100, if I contact 100 people, I'm going to get at least one hot lead. So if I sit on the phones and I go through 100 people on the phone, I know at least one of those people is going to go, yeah, you know what, I'm interested in selling possibly. Or yeah, you know, I'm interested in buying possibly. Now, out of those 100 to 1 people, how many ones do I have to get out of 100? I probably need about 10 of those potential leads to turn into a closed transaction. Because for whatever reason, it could be life, it could be a life circumstance, it could be a personality difference that we just don't get along, it could be they're unreasonable, whatever it is. But it seems out of every single lead, it takes about 10 of those leads to turn into one closed transaction. Those are my numbers. You might have a higher close rate than I do, which is amazing, and I hope you do. But that's what I've found out for me. So it sounds like about 1,000 calls, 1,000 contacts turns into a transaction for me. So keep that in mind. When we know our numbers, we want to keep those in the forefront of our mind because it allows us to have a predictable business. So good stuff. All righty. Okay. Oh yeah, this is great. So remember I was talking about that statistic from the National Association of Realtors? Well, according to a National Association of Realtors survey in 2014, 88% of clients who use their agent, 88% of clients said they would use their agent again. Only 12% do. Why do you think that is? Anybody? Come on.
Maybe they forgot they're in real estate
They forgot they're in real estate. Why did they forget though?
because they're not constantly reaching out, doing like quarterly calls and stuff.
For a 20-year-old, you're very wise. So yes, that's exactly correct. So that is why it's so important to reach out to people. Do you want to be the 12%? Obviously we do. So that 12% group of agents, 100% was reaching out and being proactive. And I think it's great because once you close a transaction, you got a new friend. You can go out to coffee with them. You know, you call your main best friends and whatever. You're trying to go out to a bar, trying to go whatever. They have a date with this new person. You're bummed. Well, go call the person you just closed a house with. Hey, you want to go grab a cup of coffee tonight? Whatever. You just got new friends. So great. It's all good stuff. Make sure we're staying in contact with our past clients is the point. So database make customer information easy to handle. All righty. So I think we got the idea of why databases are very, very important. And all that fun stuff. Now, this is going to go into a lot of stuff about why prospecting and lead generation is important, but I think we all know how important that is. Obviously, it's to meet new people, asking for business from your existing database, asking for referrals from everyone you talk to. And remember, when you're sitting at the mall, you're going at the grocery store, you're at the gas station, get in the habit of just being like, hey, by the way, you know anybody who wants to buy or sell or invest in real estate? I know it sounds crazy to talk to the gas station attendant if they know somebody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. But let me tell you, my second sale in my career was because I was talking to the gas station attendant and I gave him my business card. And I said, hey man, if you know anybody who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please let me know. It would help me out a lot. And you know, hey, maybe I'll, this is being recorded on Facebook, but maybe I said I'd give them a little something on the side. But the point is you know, you want to be in contact with as many people as possible because you don't know where that next deal is going to come from. You know, you could have a gas station attendant who has, you know, billionaire parents. You have no idea. You know, you really don't. So frankly, the beauty of being a realtor is you can let go of all your predisposed ideas of people. And because you'll find the longer you're in this business, there is no typical person. Everybody's an individual. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own this, their own that. And you'd be surprised with how many people that you maybe at one point in your life would be like, oh, that's not a source of business, but they are, I assure you. Everybody needs to rent. Everybody needs to eventually buy. Everybody needs to at least rent, except for an unfortunate few. But everybody is eventually going to need a real estate service at some point. So that's why we always try to lead generate and talk with people about the business. Okay, so I'm going to do this video real quick. And then after the video, we are going to, I think there's a couple things I wanted to touch upon. But other than that, we will break for the day. So let me go ahead and get this video up real quick. And away we go. So we're almost at the finish line, y'all. Okay. So let me just make sure I have this on.
Here we have Nancy. She is using her database to lead generate. Because her contacts are organized, she is able to make effective calls that yield results.
Hello, Mr. Smith. This is Nancy from Keller Williams Realty. How are you today?
You can see that because she took time to build, organize, and nurture her database, her business is growing and becoming profitable.
Okay, so you're not moving. Is there anyone else who is? Well, I wanted to talk to you about the inquiry you put in online for a new home. Yes. Well, can we meet at 2 o'clock on Tuesday? I'll put you down in my books. Thank you so much.
Here is Nancy. She doesn't think she needs a database. She has a system. Watch as she tries to lead generate.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Johnson. This is Nancy. We met a couple weeks ago. You moved a month ago. Gosh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so sorry. Okay. Well, is there another time we can talk?
As you can see, an organized database is your most valuable business asset. A powerful database produces productive and predictable leads. The results speak for themselves.
That's actually one of my favorite videos in this entire class that I teach, because it's very, very true. And I think we've all been a Nancy at some point in our life when she's disorganized. And I'd like us all to realize the importance of being organized. What are some like standout points from that video that we just watched that, you know, really stood out for some of you on this call?
I'll go with the database. You don't have to be guessing on the time frame like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. You can be a little more accurate and organized with the exact last time that you spoke with one of your clients or one of your potential clients.
100%. You know, the great thing about having a CRM system like Command is you can set yourself reminders. You can set yourself, you know, stuff like that. And listen, you know, not everybody uses Command. If the best database and the best CRM is the one that you use. So frankly, if you have something else that you use like a Lion Desk, or, you know, I know some people who use their Google Calendar, which is a step up from notepads. I'll tell you that. But you know, whatever you use the most frequently and is the easiest for you is what I recommend. But I will say this, Command is extremely powerful if you're plugging in and logging on every single day. So one thing, the last couple pages that I'm going to go over with you guys and girls before we break for the day is a couple of the big items that I really want to leave off with. These are the items that will help build your business immediately. And so if you're kind of on the snooze right now, this is the time to perk up and definitely listen up, because these are the things that are really going to make you some money. Okay. Make it happen, maximizing your database. I'm on page 21 right now. Contact. We want to define individual groups of people as the people that we have met, which is a sphere of influence, which includes family, friends, neighbors, former coworkers, schoolmates, teammates, etc. This group is your source of new business, repeat business, and referrals. So we want to make a group of people that are all the people that we know that we've met in person. And during this time, maybe we've met them on a Zoom call or something like that. Then we also want to do the haven't met, people that you don't know yet. You will connect with them to ask about helping them with their real estate needs. This group is a source of new business, and you'll learn more about how to find these later in the course. Add referrals. Remember, you'll be asking everyone from your METS group for a name or several names of people they know or they may be thinking of buying, selling in the near future. Referrals may be hot leads and are golden. So definitely keep that in mind. So how do we source people that we haven't met? So we have our sphere of influence, our have mets. We have met these people. And then we have the people that we haven't met yet, but we still want to put them in our database. These people are going to be sources, and I'm on 22 now, are, for example, your neighborhood or geographic farm, sports team mailing lists. I'm sure you can find one of those in your parents' house somewhere. House of worship rosters, club or organization membership lists, LinkedIn contacts, Facebook, Twitter, blog followers, Instagram followers, geographic farms, targeted neighborhoods. What are some other ideas that we could have, like, oh, I haven't met these people in person yet, but I could add them into my CRM and, you know, figure out a way to reach out to them. So some examples are neighborhoods, sports teams, house of worship, club organizations, membership lists, LinkedIn accounts, Facebook, Twitter. What else are there? How about going to like a coffee shop? You could talk to the barista. You could, you know, start talking to those people. You know, they don't know anybody right now, but you're like, hey, well, listen, you know, what's your name and number? I'll send you my real estate app. And if you know anybody who's looking, you could just send it to them. And that real estate app is already branded to you. So then boom, you could potentially get a client that way. What are some other stuff that y'all can think of?
A waiter at a restaurant, or like you said, the clerk at the gas station.
Sure, absolutely. You know, I I really like not partnering, but whenever I do like Instagram stuff, I go to a lot of restaurants. I post like really cool pictures on my Instagram about that restaurant. If anybody wants to follow my Instagram, you're more than welcome to. I'll put that in the chat box. I do a very targeted approach of not targeted, but a very you'll see my Instagram. It doesn't look like I'm talking about real estate a lot, but I am actually, in fact. And that's the point of it. I don't want to get my friends and family to go, oh, I don't want to follow this guy. All he freaking talks about is real estate. You know, Instagram really should be like a campfire. You know, when you go to a campfire or at like a beach bonfire or something, you don't just talk business. You know, you're social. You know, 80% of what you're talking about is just life and, you know, new experiences and amazing places that you went to eat and da 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 da. And then the other 20% might be about business because people, you know, customarily will go, so how's business? What's new? So think of Instagram as something like that. Be interesting, be yourself, be authentic, but then also maybe partner with some businesses in a very creative kind of way. Anyway, so those are some of the sources for your haven't mets, excuse me. 22 to 23, there we go. Now, goals for contact. Whenever we're meeting people that we haven't first met yet, you know, we want to ask for their business, we want to ask for referrals, and we want to provide value and gather information to build and nurture the relationship. Keep in mind why you want their information: to build the relationship. You'll want as much data as you can gather for each person. You want the name, address, email, phone number, social media, marital status, children, pets, own, rent, length of time in the current home. In fact, not having all the information is a great reason to make another call and ask. So the point is you don't have to ask for all of this when you first meet them. We don't need to be awkward, and we don't need to be, you know, overbearing. But what we should be doing is certainly, you know, getting this information and trying to keep that all in mind. You know, I know for a fact that when it's my birthday and somebody gives me a call to say happy birthday and not just write me a message on Facebook, that feels so much better. Oh my gosh. It's like, I remember that person for a year. Like, so just think about that. When was the last time somebody picked up the phone out of the blue, who maybe you don't talk with every single day, but called you and said, I wanted to say happy birthday, and didn't just write it on Facebook? My point is people are, you know, not as personable as they used to be. And in our business, we have the opportunity to be just that. And I'm telling you, people will love you for it. Okay, moving forward. There's just a couple more things that I wanted to go over. before we break, and then we can pause for a couple questions. Okay, this is another important thing that I was talking about earlier, but I want to reiterate because it's in the material. On page 27, we want to classify our contacts. Categorize each of your contacts by types. For example, buyer, seller, buyer/seller, agent, renter, investor, vendor, or other. I have a lot of people in my CRM who are not necessarily real estate agents, but they're in the real estate business. Some of those people could be title reps. They could be natural hazard disclosure people. They could be, whatever you might think of. But, all great stuff. And we also want to prospect them too. You want to classify groups. Categorize each of your contacts by groups. Again, this enables you to automatically target market to these people by group. For example, people in your family. I want to send a blast bulk email out to all my family members. Hey Medlinsky clan, hey Goldbergs, hey Marcuses, hey whatever, and I could send that email out to all of them without fail and know that I'm getting to the right people. You want to do your friends. So for example, you can start an email out that goes, I just want to reach out to all my friends and tell them, blah, 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 blah. This month I'm going to be doing this big, hike or whatever. And I want to invite all my personal friends to go join me on this awesome hike. Let's get in shape for the summer or something like that, whatever. Work contacts. Hey, KW family, when you see these things, it seems a little bit more tailored to you. School. Hey, everybody from Hamilton. It's Jared Medlinsky. Just wanted to reach out and see how everyone's doing. Sports teams. Hey, Gauchos, what's up? I went to Santa Barbara, so that was our mascot. And our football team is undefeated. There's no football team for Santa Barbara. Open house contacts, whatever it might be. So we want to make sure that we're qualifying and classifying all of our contacts in our CRM, because this is going to allow us to be very, very specific when we reach out to people. All righty. Now, the last but certainly not least, before we go, I want to talk about what we do have built up in Command for all of us that we should be utilizing. And that's my big thing that I'm going to be trying to utilize this year personally. And so I promise this is like the last page or two and we're gone. But what it is, it's the 8x8 and 33 touch campaigns. And what are these? What the heck is an 8x8 and what the heck is a 33 touch? So an 8x8, I'm on page 29, is a series of 8 touches in 8 weeks. It includes a combination of personal visits, phone calls, items of value dropped off or sent, and handwritten notes. So once again, it's personal visits, phone calls, items of value dropped off or sent, and handwritten notes. That's part of your 8x8 touch campaign. And when do we use it and how do we implement it? To connect to someone for the first time in your role as a Keller Williams associate. So these are all the people that we're putting into our CRM right now. We're going to want to try to fill out those, tabs in our CRM as best as we can with all their contact information. So we're able to keep in touch with them 8 times in 8 weeks. This is what we should all be doing as new agents right now. This is what we should be working on through our Command. Try to go on Blake's classes so we can figure out how to, utilize Command properly and do that. Everyone you know or meet should go into an 8x8 first. So you meet somebody new. I'm Jared with Keller Williams, blah, 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 blah. Nice to meet you. Oh my gosh, thank you for all your information. I'm going to go right onto my computer. Maybe not that moment, but maybe you set a time aside once a week to go into your database and update your CRM. And you're going to add their info and all the stuff, and then you're going to click Add to 8x8 campaign. And once you do that, they're going to be put on this automatic drip thing. It's going to remind you to send them a personal visit, or maybe a phone call to set up a personal visit. So for example, it'll remind you to give them a phone call, and then it'll also say, and by the by, set up a time to meet. So you give them a phone call, you say, hey, listen, let's meet up next week. It was so great meeting you. Let's grab a cup of coffee. I'd love to, chat and get to know you more. Maybe not now during COVID, but when that's over with. Items of value dropped off or sent. When you're talking with these people, figure out what they're interested in. If they love coffee, if they love this, if they love that. I don't necessarily recommend spending more than $5 on an item of value. In fact, sometimes I just recommend dropping off like a neighborhood snapshot of what's happening in their neighborhood as far as real estate. Or you can go online and find a sports team's schedule. So for example, everybody in LA loves the Lakers. I don't know one person who lives in Los Angeles who doesn't love the Lakers. And if they don't love the Lakers, they can get the heck out. But the point that I'm trying to make is you can find out what their calendar is, make a little like Los Angeles Lakers, basketball schedule and a picture of Jared and Jared Marcus Property Partners and with my info and whatever, and drop it off to them. Maybe it's a refrigerator magnet that you have made. But the point is it could just be a plain old piece of paper and they'll be thrilled to get it. Hey, I made these. I just thought of you. I thought you'd think it was fun just so you can keep up with the Lakers. And handwritten notes. It is so important in today's digital age to slow down and just write a handwritten note. I know that when I get something in the mail and it was sent to me out of the blue for no reason, just to say, hey, Jared, I was thinking about you. I hold on to that note. I save it. I put it in like a nice little place. I actually have a picture right here of our new president, Joe Biden, and my mom and my dad back in like the way back in the days. But if I had a handwritten note from somebody, I'd probably put it right next to that picture, and because it's so nice, it's so sweet, and frankly, it's uncommon these days.
Jared,
yeah.
I have a question on command. The smart plan 8x8, it will send a notification to us about a handwritten note. Is that built in command?
I think so, yeah.
Still not familiar. I have to look into it more because I know the quarterly calls are set up for me, but I'm still, I don't know. I don't know where I am with the 8x8 in my database.
I will say this. Again, I'm just getting back into it personally.
Yeah.
But I will say this, it might be a little bit different now, because when this was written, this was during the e-edge days.
Right.
So it may be a little bit more tech focused right now. But I still recommend doing the handwritten notes, obviously. I have stationery that has printed from the desk of Jared Marcus Medlinski. And I send that out all the time with my own personalized envelopes as well. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just have to.
Yeah.
I think I have to build it in. Or if it's not, I'll just somehow.
I think might be one of the smart plans.
Okay. Or I was thinking to build a smart plan, just create one, hand notes, and have it go out every, like the smart plan for the quarterly calls or however.
100%. And
I'm still learning all the tech stuff.
Yeah, and you might have to tell it what to do.
Okay.
So definitely. So yeah, everybody should do an 8x8 campaign first. Now, what's after an 8x8 campaign? It's been 8 weeks. You've bugged and annoyed them for 8 weeks straight, once a week, and you think you're done, right? No, you're not. They're going on a 33 touch campaign now. A series of 33 touches in a year. So it's not quite once a week, but they're hearing from you quite often. And it's a combination of 14 mailings, letters, cards, emails, or drop-offs, 8 thank you or thinking of you cards, 3 phone calls, 4 personal observance cards, for example, birthdays, anniversaries, Mother's, Father's Day, home anniversary purchase, etc., and 4 holiday cards. And so essentially, once you're done with the 8x8, you move them into the 33 touch and you set it and forget it. And if you do this correctly, and believe me, it's probably going to take me a week of just ignoring lead generation. And I'm serious. I know that I shouldn't say that, but it might take me a week of just ignoring some of the other stuff that I know helps build my business to focus on setting up one of these things so I can just I know it's foolproof. I know it's bomb proof. You know, it will work and it won't be awkward. Make sure, by the by, everybody, clean up your database before you put it in your command, because I used PySync and I had some really embarrassing entries into save somebody's information. I think one was like cute girl from bar, and I sent out like a big blast thing and I got like an email back being like, I remember who you are, but wow, you didn't remember my name. You just wrote cute girl from bar. I'm like, sorry about that. You know, luckily I have a girlfriend now, so I just laugh it off. But at the time, it was very embarrassing. So anyway, so make sure you clean up your contacts that you have in your system. Okay, so that's pretty much all we have for today. We could keep going on, but I don't want you all to kill me. So we will break now. And we will meet up again on Monday. Does anybody have any questions before we go?
No, not at the moment, Jared. Thank you.
Awesome, y'all. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day. And again, play and practice with the 8x8 and 33 touch campaigns. Remember, data is power. And making sure we have a very clean and concise CRM will just do amazing stuff for your business. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Please stay safe out there. Wear a mask, wear gloves, do all that fun stuff. If you don't believe in that stuff, then just stay home and you don't have to wear a mask. Anyway, have a
Jared,
great one. Yep.
I just wanted to thank you. I got a good reminder of tracking my contacts and how many appointments, and yeah, it helped me with my numbers today.
Oh, good.
Getting some clarity. So thank you. Because yeah, you guys, it is important. Like just go back a month, or from here, go start tracking in and check yourself in a month. It's really good information.
Roxanne, that's music to my ears, especially from an agent like yourself. I'm glad it helped.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go on a hike because I am stir crazy. Have a great one. Cheers. Have a good
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.